For a tradition that's lasted more than 80 years, OU has a lot to be proud of. Join the Sooners this Saturday right here on Elm Street at 3 o'clock for the Homecoming 2012 parade. Megan Gay, OU Nightly. On this very field, students will gather for their final celebration at OU. But before students can take the final walk, they have to make sure they have fully prepared for graduation. With over 300 students enrolled every semester, Dr. Fierce's classes were ones that students wanted to take. With a class so popular, it's hard to find a professor to fill his shoes. OU's homecoming dates back to 1928, and many things have changed. However, these homecoming photos look very similar to OU's current homecoming, 84 years later. This year's homecoming is helped by an $18,000 budget from sponsorships. Extra funding is allowing students to enjoy more free giveaways on campus. Planning for Homecoming 2012 began the week after last year's homecoming. At least, it did for Nicole Jenkins, this year's Campus Activities Council homecoming chair. As a senior, Jenkins says she's sad her last homecoming is almost over, but isn't nervous about finishing to the end.
Yesterday, I was kind of surprised at how not stressed I felt because we put so much work into planning this event, and you expect it to be so busy during the week of, but as it turns out, my team has done such an exceptional job planning each event that there really hasn't been any need for stress or running around or any of that.
For OU students involved with Greek life, homecoming becomes something that consumes their life for at least a month and a half. Kappa Alpha Theta senior Amy Lewis dedicates at least 15 hours a week to homecoming by working on her sorority's float, participating in the pep rally dance, and then trying to finish schoolwork.
It has been pretty stressful, but luckily, like I said, it's been so fun, and like the environment here is so upbeat that helps a lot with not being stressed out.
For a tradition that's lasted more than 80 years, OU has a lot to be proud of. Join the Sooners this Saturday right here on Elm Street at 3 o'clock for the Homecoming 2012 parade. Megan Gay, OU Nightly. Graduation, a word that seniors long to hear, and this December's graduates are no different. Although graduating in December isn't considered the traditional way, the seniors are still happy to make it here. Senior Lori McCall transferred to OU in January 2011 and is finally graduating after serving in the military for 6 years.
Just that weird feeling of you're an adult now, even though I'm 25 and older than most people. There's still that fear of you're growing up, you're accomplishing your goals.
On this very field, students will gather for their final celebration at OU. But before students can take the final walk, they have to make sure they have fully prepared for graduation. The graduation office is available for students to access all information in regards to registering for graduation, purchasing the cap and gown, and ordering graduation announcements. But it's more than just receiving the diploma. It's about leaving OU behind forever. Even though many seniors choose to not walk during their commencement, they are encouraged to attend.
It may not feel that important at the moment, or it may feel like something that's just you're going and doing, but I think it's going to be an important memory later. And I do think that it kind of solidifies that experience for you.
Once graduation day arrives, seniors can sit back and enjoy all the work they've accomplished and look back at the many memories they've made at OU. Megan Gay, OU Nightly. Dr. J. Rufus Fierce was one of the most popular professors at OU. He taught his 2 classes, Freedom in Rome and Freedom in Greece, in a storytelling structure that captivated students' attention.
He executed all of his sons but the little baby because they were plotting against the freedom of the Roman people.
He would just swing his stick around to pick on people and if you were the general of the Roman army, what would you be doing right now? And they'd say something and get it wrong, and he'd be like, no, you'd be dead, that's wrong. He was just really cool.
Dr. Fierce came to OU in 1990 and received Professor of the Year 3 times over the course of his teaching career. In the spring of 2012, he told his final class that he was taking the fall semester off to have heart surgery. He then died in October. With over 300 students enrolled every semester, Dr. Fierce's classes were ones that students wanted to take. With a class so popular, it's hard to find a professor to fill his shoes.
I don't think you can replace Dr. Fierce. I think you can still have the class, and I think that would be something that Dr. Fierce himself would want. I don't think he would want the class to go away just because he's gone. But I think whoever does replace him has to keep in mind that they aren't Dr. Fierce.
Fortunately, students can still get a hold of Fierce's teachings. The freedom.ou.edu website released an 18-part lecture series that Fears recorded. He discusses America's experience of freedom from the Revolutionary War to the present day. So although students can't physically witness Fears in the classroom, his teaching still continues.
And rediscover that quest for adventure.
Megan Gay, OU Nightly.